walking in. They're off. Runners race away for the Glenfarclas cross-country handicap race, and it's over 3 miles and 5.5 furlongs, 31 obstacles to take. And racing down towards the first of them, it is Tommy Bow. Little leap it in the lead, landed safely from Conflated. Maroon and white silks, a little bit wider out than his Back on the Lash, the dual previous winner. Close up with him is Slipway and Statuario as they work over the Birch Island fence. Then came the French Raider, Sweet David, those grey and red silks. A few lengths away then to Fame After the Glory in the hands of Jonathan Burke. Bustleton out the back, together with Mr. Coffee in maroon colours there for Nico de Boinville. Next up is the Aintree fence before they turn that sharp left-hander. Conflated moving through to the outside to pick up the running over the Aintree obstacle from Tommy Bow. Then Statuario back on the lash and Slipway out to the bank with a hedge over fence number 4. All safely over there. Next up, the double bank. Tommy Bow regained the small lead there from Conflated as they take the Glenfarclas barrels for the first time. Fence number 6, Conflated jumped out a little sideways as Tommy Bow will lead them towards jump number 7, a double bank with a hedge. Tommy Bow from Conflated back on the lash lands in 3rd. As they're on the way to the timber rails now. Then Slipway to the outside of Sweet David and Statuario. Bustleton's to the inside of him. And Fame After the Glory, Mr. Coffee waited with at the rear of the field. Over the timber rails. Great jump there from the leader. Slightly more ponderous perhaps from Conflated in 2nd. Back on the lash in 3rd. Then Slipway in 4th. Now making the way towards a railed hedge. This is fence number 9. Tommy Bow back on the lash, Conflated jumping out a little to his left. Then Slipway, followed by Sweet David and Statuario. 2 lengths to Bustleton. Behind Bustleton to the outside, Fame After the Glory. Mr. Coffee waited with at the rear of the field. Fence number 10, the ditch and railed hedge. Tommy Bow from Conflated. Back on the lash and Slipway. Then Statuario. Out of Sweet David and Bustleton, Fame After the Glory, and the held up Mr. Coffee. The poled railed hedge at fence 11. Watch you and get over there, all okay. So it's Tommy Bow and Michael Nolan as they head across the racecourse and on towards the next fence. Racing towards what'll be the up and over bank, jump number 12. Tommy Bow getting to the other side with the lead from Conflated. Slightly untidy perhaps at the back there from Mr. Coffee. Now running towards the water jump for the first time. Fence number 13. Tommy Bow back on the lash, Conflated. Slipway, Statuario, then Bustleton. Out of Fame After the Glory and Sweet David, and Mr. Coffee remains in the final position. Fences 14 and 15 very close up to each other. These are the cheese wedges. Tommy Bow's going to lead them to them. From Conflated back on the lash. And Slipway close up, quickly out over the cheese wedges now, and all safely to the other side. So beginning their 2nd circuit in the Glenfarclas cross-country handicap chase, and it's Tommy Bow continues on the front end. Slipway racing to the outside of Back on the Lash and toward the running rail, Conflated. And Statuario, Sweet David, Bustleton, Fame After the Glory, and Mr. Coffee. Over that ditch and railed hedge. And now they turn back towards the centre. About to go up and over that bank again. This time as obstacle number 17, crossing the other direction. Tommy Bow. From Slipway, Statuario. Back on the lash. Then Conflated. Bustleton and Sweet David. Fame After the Glory. Mr. Coffee. Next up, number 18, the double bank in a hedge. There's not much in it for the lead now. Tommy Bow back on the lash, Slipway pretty much together, Statuario close up behind as they come to take this next double bank. Tommy Bow steady, joined by Slipway. Statuario back on the lash and then Conflated. Sweet David trying to move up into a good spot there, just in behind the leaders, and then came Fame After the Glory. Followed close up then by Bustleton in the blue and the pink, and then Mr. Coffee. Over this next hedge, and Slipway coming through to just about lead now under Ben Jones. So Slipway from Statuario. Tommy Bow remains well there. from Back on the Lash, and then Conflated and Sweet David, followed by Bustleton and Fame After the Glory, and then Mr. Coffee. Over the next one now, Conflated made a mistake. Bustleton jumped up well. Mr. Coffee remains at the back as Slipway has the lead. It is Slipway. Out in front from Statuario, Tommy Bow and Back on the Lash as they take their next corner. The field all remain in the contest, and there's probably only about 8 lengths between the whole lot of them. It's Slipway. The next one over the water. Conflated lost a bit of ground going over the water for the second time there. That was number 21, the double spread hedge, just behind the big screen. It's Tommy Bow from Slipway. Back on the Lash in third, then Sweet David and Statuario over this next hedge. Then Conflated, Bustleton and Fame After the Glory. Mr. Coffee remains in that final place. So they're setting out on their final circuit. And racing over the bank and hedge at jump number 23. It was Tommy Bow who led by a half a length over Slipway, racing in second. A couple of lengths away, Back on the Lash is back in third. Now to the next one, number 24, the ditch and railed hedge. Sweet David up into its best placing so far now to share for fourth with Statuario. Then Fame After the Glory and Bustleton. Next is Conflated, and still no move yet from Mr. Coffee's, about 6 lengths detached from the second to last horse. Now the Birch Island, fence number 25. Back on the Lash made a mistake. Tommy Bow led them over fence number 25 onto the entry fence for the second and final time. This will be 6 out, and it's Tommy Bow. Tommy Bow by 3 lengths over Slipway, now back in second. Back on the Lash is in third. Then Statuario. Sweet David is behind those in fifth as they come to take the entry fence. Then Bustleton, Conflated, Fame After the Glory, and Mr. Coffee. Now they go towards fence number 27, the bank with the hedge. And it's Tommy Bow from Statuario over that fence. Sweet David continuing to improve, and then came Back on the Lash as they take that double bunk now. Next to be the Glenfarclas barrels, and they'll be back on the racecourse proper. It's Tommy Bow that's going to lead them over 3 out from Sweet David, Statuario and back. Oh, Tommy Bow's run out. Tommy Bow has run out there before the racecourse proper. So high drama and a bit more. The rail is taking a beating there as well as they head down towards the stuffed hurdle. 2 out. Back on the Lash and Statuario as the race has changed complexion with Tommy Bow running out. Sweet David is running behind and poised to strike. Slipway is now back in fourth. Bustleton is trying to stay on. Then Mr. Coffee way back then to find Conflated and Fame After the Glory. So they've got one to take. The 31st and final fence, and it's Back on the Lash, the previous dual winner. Joined near side in the grey and red by the French raider Sweet David, who now begins to make his effort under Felix de Giles. And Sweet David's moved into the lead now from Back on the Lash. Mr. Coffee staying on strongly from miles off the gallop. They're up the running though, and it's Sweet David. Sweet David begins to accelerate away. He's going to win in fine style, the French raider for Gabriel Linders under Felix de Giles. Sweet David's won the Glenfarclas cross country. Mr. Coffee never near a second. Back on the Lash in third. Then